Nobody else, no other relatives in here, I see.
Here.
Oh, yeah?
Your eyes? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or we can go one more up. Is that better? No. I'm here.
Already.
This is Jack. I don't need to be seen. Well, you tell me where you're comfortable. Where we can all be staying level. Make them step down. You can have them sit if you want. It's just your wedding. I know. You can rearrange them. Yeah. You can remind them of things they did that make you mad over the years. And say, like, you know what? You need to go to the back. Shovel the over.
Hi, Mom. You look really pretty. Thank you.
Well,
Brett actually.
come across because they get to turn by themselves.
Through that one. Oh, thank you. Oh my God, this is tired. Oh, it's too cute.
Look at the little
God. It's so cute.
Her daddy got a hold of her.
Oh, look how cute.
She's gone.
Oh, look how beautiful.
We're not playing sweet. We're gonna sit. Wait, if you want to sit down.
Boys over there.
Sit in front of Uncle Jimmy and Brett and Nick. Sit right there next to each other. You can stand up here or you can sit there.
JD.
Is that JD with the glasses? Couldn't figure out who the little guy was with glasses.
Chris,
look at me. Christopher. We can sit.
Good job, Dad.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness John and Julie joined together in matrimony. For those of you who don't know me, you really should. I have a pleasure to know. I am an experienced officiant and an expert on marriage, myself being married for almost 7 months. And I could tell you, John, a little piece of advice that I wish someone had given me. Run. I'm just kidding.
Hey, we tried.
The advice I would give is to be prepared to fall in love all over again. When you marry the right woman, you start to wonder how you were ever without her, so be prepared to be overcome with joy. Oh, and if you bump into an old fling, when Julie's there, be sure not to hug the old fling, and be sure to introduce Julie as your wife, because if not, apparently that upset your wife. I'm still hearing about that. So we are here to witness a marriage. But what is marriage? Why do we get married? Well, it used to be a way for us to gain status, property, security, or acceptance. But what makes us today say, I like you so much, I am so sure I want to be with you forever, that you're going to need to hire a lawyer to get out of this? And the answer to that is pretty simple, though: love. All of us here today have our own love stories. Some are short, others long, some are just getting to the good part. We all have experiences in love, some big ones like your first kiss, the first time you tell each other you love one another, your engagement, your family celebrations. But most experiences are small. Holding hands in the grocery store, falling asleep watching TV, drinking coffee together, a million little moments that make up one big experience. And even though these experiences are incredible, words fail when you try to explain it. That's just the way it is with love. It's meant to be felt, not described. Now let's hear about Julie and John's story from Julie and John. I had Julie and John write to me a little bit about the history of their relationship. So, Julie starts, we first met on an online dating app called Plenty of Fish. I was actually searching through all these profiles with my mom when this really cute guy with a great smile and a Phillies t-shirt really caught my attention. I clicked on his profile and decided to send him a message. And the next day I got a response. I was beaming. I gave him my number and we scheduled a phone date. We texted essays to each other constantly, and after a 7-hour phone call and a 3-hour phone call, we knew this was right, and he asked me out on a date to Longwood Gardens. The date lasted all day. We enjoyed walking around, holding hands, talking, and our first kiss at this secluded path in front of a bench with a perfect outlook over the Italian gardens. It was as if we had known each other for years. Our connection was so immediate and so intense. At dinner at Carrabba's, during our first date, John was very forward and confident, telling me that he knew that this was going to last. We ended up going on 4 dates that week. Now here's John's version. I met my wife-to-be, Julie, on an online dating website, Plenty of Fish. At least they got that right. I was riding an early morning SEPTA train when I decided to check and see if I got any new views or messages. I had 2 messages. So the first message that I read was Julie's, which was very detailed, and she made it clear that she was looking for the same kind of relationship as I was. After reading her message and seeing her profile, I really liked Julie, and I immediately responded. Our first date was at Longwood Gardens, followed by dinner at Carrabba's, and my first impression was that she is the one. I could tell after just that one day that Julie was the girl that I was waiting for. And isn't it remarkable how they both were on the same page after such a short time? Though I do have to ask, you said you had 2 messages. What was the other message? I'm just kidding. Don't ask me. Just kidding. Julie tells about how they got engaged. It was Christmas Eve, and he had suggested, John, had suggested that we exchange a special gift at Valley Forge as part of our new traditions. When we pulled up to the George Washington Chapel, he wanted to get his gift first. So he read my card and opened my gift, a homemade ornament that said Longwood Gardens and the date of our first date. He said that he wanted to walk on the side courtyard to give me my present. He handed me my card first. It was a beautiful love letter signed, "Your Fiancé." I was confused. I lowered my card, and there was John on one knee asking me to marry him. I cried and I said, "Yes, yes, I love you." Now, John wrote about his favorite memory together, and he says, one of our fondest memories, that is my favorite, is when we went to Gettysburg together back in October 2015. The memory stands out because it was our first trip together, and it was a place that I had been to so many times. Also, with me being a Civil War buff, nice humble brag, John, and knowing a lot about the Battle of Gettysburg, I really enjoyed being Julie's private tour guide throughout the battlefield. Plus, with it being a place that I enjoyed with my family, when I was younger, it made it even more special that I got to enjoy it and share it with the woman I love. Now, Julie stated that John and her favorite activities include going to libraries, museums, and bookstores, and which I think is a real testament to how much she loves John, because as we all know, Julie can't read. Julie summarizes by saying, he has always been amazing when it comes to taking care of me. He is so supportive. He is a truly amazing person to know. With the support and strength we give each other, there's absolutely nothing we can't do. I am very blessed to love someone with my whole heart and have him love me with his whole heart. John shares his thoughts, writing, "This may sound cliche, but the one thing I am looking forward to the most is spending the rest of my life with Julie, because she is the love of my life and my best friend. No matter where we end up, I'm going to be happy because I will be there with Julie." And now a reading by a man that John and Julie admire greatly. The source of love is deep in us, and we can help others realize a lot of happiness. One word, one action, one thought can reduce another person's suffering and bring that person joy. Be soft. Do not let the world make you hard. Do not let the pain make you hate. Do not let the bitterness steal your sweetness. Take pride that even though the rest of the world may disagree, you still believe it to be a beautiful place. John and Julie, I have been lucky enough to get an up-close view on how much you love one another. I am so happy to embrace John into our family, and so glad that my baby sister has found a partner that deserves her. You both are great individuals, and you make a great team. I love you both, and with that said, it's now time for your vows.
Julie, with this ring, I take you to be my best friend, my faithful partner, and my one true love. I promise to encourage you and inspire you, and to love you truly through good times and bad. I will forever be there to laugh with you, to lift you up when you are down, and to love you unconditionally through all of our adventures in life together. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and I will always, no matter what, I love you too.
As I stand here before you, looking into your eyes, to see all the things I found left. As I stand here before you, my heart beating so strongly, I find myself so lost for the right words to say. As I stand here before you, this ring in my hand. It makes me remember how complete you make my life. It makes me remember every laugh we've ever shared, every hard time we made it through together, and every beautiful moment there is yet to come. I give you this ring, my heart, my soul. I give you everything I am today as I stand before you. I promise to love you, protect you, be with you forever, and cherish every moment. With this ring, let it be known that I choose you. With this ring, let it be known that I promise to be with you for eternity. I love you.
John, do you take this woman to be your wife, to have and to hold in sickness and in health? Really? Sure, she's pretty obnoxious. I don't think you would. Julie, do you take this man to be your husband, even when he is very gassy? And let me say, now you will feel no rain, for each of you will find shelter in the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be the warmth to the other. Now there is no more loneliness. Now you are two persons, but there's only one life before you. May your days together be good and long upon this earth. I now pronounce you. And I now pronounce foyer. And I now pronounce hibiscus. And I now pronounce you husband and wife to me. Family and friends, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Diodati.
Here, I'll take your bath.
Take notes. It won't be too many years ago. Look at me.
They're so cute.
You like my...